Alright, we are back for another Historic No Ban List gameplay. Today, we're taking a look at Bant Control. This is a very, very strong archetype, and there is a reason. There's a singular reason for why it's so strong in this format. And that is because of this guy here, Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. A card banned out of Historic super, super early into the format. And for good reason, because Uro is super, super strong. On ETB, you get 3 life and a card and the potential to ramp. All 3 very, very good things that facilitate whatever your deck is trying to do. And because he's got like the escape god clause, he can come back from the graveyard and do it all again. And it's also an attack trigger, so you'll be getting this quite a lot. An Uro that your opponent can't deal with is just super strong, for one thing because of the life that it gives you, and just the card draw is immense, the life gain is huge, it can stabilize you, and you can just eat attack after attack. And the fact that you get lands onto the battlefield, it's just extra on top. And the 3-drop slot wouldn't be worth talking about if we didn't talk about the other banned card that was banned, I believe, even before it was fully released. Oko, Thief of Crowns. Not legal in Historic, that's for sure. He was such a powerful card, and what some people consider a flaw in game design because of his ability to, for +2, make a food, and then additionally, for another +1, you can turn that thing into an upside. You can animate it into a 3/3 or remove one of your opponent's creatures. Oko is just a different card. He is so good. And then if you're able to get him up past 5, you can swap your food token for some good artifact that your opponent's playing. Oko, very, very good card. There's a reason that it's banned. And we get to play a lot of stuff coming off the ban list in this deck. You've seen me play Mana Tithe on this channel before. You've seen me play Swords. You've seen me play Brainstorm. All super, super good cards. Memory Lapse, Counterspell. Pretty much all of this deck is just directly off the ban list, and you're going to see why. A new one that we haven't seen on the channel yet so far is Veil of Summer. This is a 1-mana instant that allows you to, if your opponent has played a blue or black spell, you get to draw a card, and then in addition to that, your spells can't be countered this turn, and your permanents get hexproof from blue or black. So this does a lot of stuff. If your opponent has targeted something, you can say, no, that's not going to happen. If you have a spell in the stack that your opponent has put a counterspell on top of, you can throw a Veil of Summer on top and get your spell through. And then worst comes to worst, you can even just use it and cycle it for a card. This thing is such a versatile card that it was also just banned extremely quickly. Other than this, the cards that are becoming pretty commonplace in your degenerate control decks: 2 Teferis, 2 Supreme Verdicts, a Settle the Wreckage, and 4 Snapcaster Mages, because we have all of this banned list goodness. I guess Mana Tithe is here as well. It has the alternate art, so it would look like it's a banned card, but no, you can just play this in Historic, no problem. Let's see, so then other than this, we're running a pretty aggressive land base. We got Mana Confluence here. We're happy to be paying this life because, hey, we got one of the best life gain creature beaters of all time in this deck. And then other than that, it's a bunch of shocklands. Don't care about the life loss again because of Uro. And then a decent amount of lands. What I will do here is probably just make an adjustment to bring a few of these basic lands out. If you go ahead and check the deck list in the description of the video, you'll see the finally updated list here. With that being said, let's hop into some games. Before we do, if you've been enjoying the content on the channel and you'd like to support me, you can do so by subscribing if you're new, or by dropping a comment or a like on the video. It's free and easy to do, helps me out a bunch. With that being said, let's hop into some games. Alright, let's go. This is round 1. We get to start off with a Counterspell and Veil of Summer into an Oko. That's not bad. I kind of want more than this, though. Is that greedy? Maybe it is. We'll keep this one. I think it's probably smart to do so. I'm not really sure I want to play Veil of Summer so early, so I'll just start off with a botanical, or a breeding pool into Botanical Sanctum. We'll put this one in tapped, and then go from there. Alright, what's the opponent on? Stomping Ground. Could be Channel. This Memory Lapse draw is huge. Now we have Counterspell and Lapse. I actually feel a lot better about this one now. We'll probably want to wait on Oko. Oh, no, it's just an Omen of the Sea, sure.
It's fine. You may have that. If this was to find their third land, then I feel bad about not countering it, but I think this is fine. Omen of the Sea actually would have been good to memory lapse on top of their library. Maybe I do regret that. Oh well. Yeah, we drew another memory lapse. Maybe that's telling me something. Alright, we'll try to memory lapse the next thing that they play here. I think since we have 3 counter spells, it's worth spending the mana here. They shock in. Dryad. We will probably just get rid of that straight up. And I guess I could have let them play that and then Oko'd it, but it is what it is. We'll pass here and just hold on to these memory lapses. We can really just slow them down a bunch until we can draw more lands. Tameo? How about no? Right, so we're gonna loop them a bit here. They did cast a blue spell here, so I can draw a card off of Veil of Summer. Finding that land is huge. I think I want one more land before I play an Oko, because I want to have a memory lapse or counter spell up. Another land, another cameo, another memory lapse. Got another Oko. I mean, at some point I should just start playing these things. If they cast a creature, I will let it live and then Oko it. Alright, so Tameo again. Alright, here we go. Now we get to play an Oko. Alright, so we will begin by playing our food token. And we'll counter their Tameo. Alright. All these things feel pretty good. We can now elk our own food and get a 3/3.
I invite you to change your ways.
I can play a Teferi here. Take a little bit of damage. We'll draw a card and then untap for counterspell.
Let's skip to the good part.
Swords of Plowshares is huge here. And just like this, we have slowed down the game for our opponent and given ourselves a lot of advantage. 6 mana, what do you play? Hydroid Krasis. We'll counter it. They're going to get the draws, which sucks. But we now have an Uro. That's huge. Let's draw, see if we can find an extra land for Uro. We'll Oko, create a food. Oko is big now.
One bite.
We have Counterspell out of our Snapcaster Mage, and we'll just Uro now. We gain life. We are almost back at what we started with, and we will swing in here. The Fairy will untap. 1/2. Now we have Snap Counterspell if we need to. The Fairy getting dangerously close to an ultimate here. That will just about seal the game, I believe. We will hold full control here. Let the Uro trigger go into the stack, and we will Swords to Plowshares it. I am fine with them having 6 life. It's better than an Uro. That'll be way worth. That'll be worth a lot more than 6 life over the course of the game. So this is just teamer control, I guess. They shock in. What do they want to do for 4 mana? I don't know. So we still have Snapcaster Swords, if it comes down to it. We don't have Snapcaster Tithe, do we? So if they can kill Oko, then now is going to be a good time for them to do it. They just send our Oko back. That's fine. We're happy to play that out again. Wow, we have a 3rd one in hand now. We draw another card. If it's a land, we're happy. It's our 4th Oko. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, we'll Oko elk our food, and now we get to hit for 6 turns. It's on our opponent now. We get to set up a counterspell through Snapcaster Mage, and yeah, this is a different experience right now. Genesis Ultimatum, we Snapcaster away that. This will be counterspell, paying 2 life, and opponent says no. They were just hoping to ramp into a Genesis Ultimatum, and we had to kind of rain on their parade there. Hydroid Krasis, don't get to see this card very often. This was absolutely huge back in the Ravnica days. I love a Tamiyo deck. There is a Infinite Turns Tamiyo deck that I used to play back in the War of the Spark Standard that I would be very interested to play here now that we have Nexus of Fate back for a little bit. So maybe look forward to seeing that here in the near future. Dryad of the Elysian Grove, another new card that definitely got them somewhere, but not that much. It would have gotten them somewhere if I had encountered it. I think all in all, that was a pretty good first game for us. Uro showed up, Oko definitely showed up, and just a Teferi sat on the battlefield doing the things that he normally does. This is just Bant control in a nutshell, guys. Anyways, that was our round 1. Pretty strong one. Let's hop into round 2.
Alright, here we go. This is our round 2. A one-lander's tough, not gonna lie. We're gonna mulligan that one. We have Veil of Summer and Brainstorm here. We can get rid of one of our Settle the Wreckage and Supreme Verdicts. Oko will be a nice one if we can play it. Okay, so let's play the land that allows us to cast both Veil and Brainstorm. Tapped land. Here's a Brainstorm. I like an Uro. I like a Mana Tithe too. Let's put one of them back. And then the question is Oko or Uro. I think we'll just put Uro first. We're not going to be shuffling anything away here, so it doesn't really matter how the order of this goes. Alright. We'll do it like that. Seachrome Coast. That holds up Tithe, and then we'll probably just try to draw off a Veil if it's possible, though they don't seem to be playing blue or black. Just green-white. If they tap out, I definitely Mana Tithe whatever they're playing. It's all about the tempo. They just giving me back my turn. That also works. Alright, say go. Green-white, sure. The heck? What's happening here? Nice, we got a land. That's huge. We could just play an Uro here. I'm gonna wait until they tap out for something. We could also just try to jam an Oko. I think I'd rather hold up Mana Tithe here for one more turn, and then after that I'll start to do stuff. Alright, wow, we were actually rewarded for holding up Mana Tithe on turn 4. Let's see if we can draw land with Uro. Yo, we did it. Alright, and then we can Veil of Summer if they randomly play a blue or black spell after having just green and white lands after 4 turns. Alright, there's their 5th land. Don't jam anything big, please. Well, that's kind of annoying, sure. Alright, so Mana Tithe just got bad because now they have a bunch of lands. When any of this crap flips, we can just Oko it. Okay, so now we have 5 mana. This is an Oko plus some of our other stuff. Let's start generating some blockers.
Every tale about me is absolutely right. Welcome to the feast.
We're a mana away from being able to have Snap Tithe. Might just be a Snap Brainstorm next turn to try to pull some lands to the front. All depends on what our blind draw is. Oh, wow, okay. Marwyn's Kindred. Make a Marwyn the Nurturer and a bunch of Llanowar Elves. Unfortunately, we have a Mana Tithe. They need to play around that after having seen one. Alright, Oko. Help that. Crash on in. Then we don't have enough to do an Uro, but we have a lot of things to bother our opponents permanently with. So we'll try to Swords to Plowshares this branch. We have Snap Tithe if it comes down to it, otherwise it's Snap Brainstorm. Yeah, that's fine. So that can't attack. Do they have anything else to do? I'm prepared to give them 8 life. We'll eventually be able to kill them. Does this resolve? We can Snap Tithe if they have something for it. Okay, no, they just accept their life. We're gonna Snapcaster Mage here. They're holding up mana for something. Samwise. That's annoying. Sure, I guess. Do I care about a Samwise? Not really. Once he's on the battlefield, then he's just a 2-1. He's already gonna get his ETB. Yeah, that's fine. So really, what did they get out of this? Oh, right. It was exiled, not put to the graveyard. Let's go. Even I forgot about that. That's unfortunate for my opponent. Yes, Swords of Plowshares is in fact an exile effect. Regardless, regardless, they get their ring trigger here because this is a multiple statement card. And now we have 5 cards in library. So after the Snapcaster, oh, interesting. They're going to shuffle my Uro back. I guess I don't really care. I will Brainstorm. Brainstorm. Now, I could have used their shuffle trigger to try to shuffle away my Brainstorm, but I don't really know if I wanted to get rid of a Veil and Supreme Verdict. I guess the Veil would have been good to get rid of. We get another Uro. We're obviously not shuffling anything away, so I will probably just put these 2 away since I don't think I need a Supreme Verdict right now. We want the Supreme Verdict on top, and we'll go to turn. We will... Okay, you know what? This is going to be an interesting one. What will happen if I Elk their Samwise? Their Samwise has... So, okay. The Ring Bearer is legendary because of the ring. So I think that what will happen is you'll still have the ring ability even if I Oko this. Let's see what happens. Yep, still is the ring. Okay.
Surely you see the humor here.
Let's draw our Veil of Summer here. Put this land out. And now we get to hold up Counterspell and Veil, though it doesn't really do much. I guess I'll just cast Veil regardless. I guess we just chump with Snapcaster. Is that what's going to happen? Nah, I'm not going to do that. Whoa, I'm not going to do that either. I want to just stay back and protect Oko. Oh, well, Oko won't be protected at all, it looks like. Fine. Worst comes to worst, we have Supreme Verdict. That's always an option. It'll take them multiple turns to deal with this Oko anyhow. Sager reaches Skyward. Do I care? Searches, and then it becomes this this big creature. I think I'm gonna get rid of this actually. No, actually I can't do that because we had a worse card. We had the Marwyn Conjurer. I'd rather counter something like that. Alright, they find their forests. We're just kind of sitting pretty here. Oko's gonna go down to 4 at the end of this turn. Oko survives 2 more turns, if I understand correctly. You got it.
I'll think up a fun fate for you.
He just makes so much loyalty every turn. Okay, so we're just gonna cast this Veil of Summer just to get it in the graveyard. Should be fine. And we got a Memory Lapse now. That's also pretty good. I will create a food token. I can swing in.
One bite, and all your cares are gone.
Oko would go down to 2. I'm just trying to decide if I should play a Supreme Verdict now or try to wait until Boseiju flips. This one's just a 2/4 with flying, so it's not too much of a problem. I'll use Oko to just keep pumping out these little things. And then next turn, this next turn I block, then the following turn I wrath the board. And then I hold up counter spells to deal with whatever they do. Delighted Halfling, that's not a problem. I could actually elk the flyer into something that can be blocked. That would be a smart play. Alright, that probably can't be allowed to happen. Do since this is such a high mana cost, I think I probably let them have this again next turn. Also, I know they only have one other card, so that's fine. I actually can't play Uro because of this Turn the Earth in graveyard. That's a good card for my opponent to have. So Oko goes to 3 now.
You're blind to your folly.
Sure. Guess I could gain 3 life here, but I don't see a reason to. Oko, Elk.
Oh
Let's make another problem for our opponent and play a Teferi. It's Teferi plus, untap. Make sure that we continue our card advantage. And we are about to set up for a very, very good Supreme Verdict. No attacks. Take our 2 best lands and let our opponent try to do something about it. Alright, so they got all their creatures out now. They're going to be playing this Epic Proportions probably and whatever else they have in hand. Tale of Tinuvial. They cannot play Epic Proportions now. This seems like a thing I probably want to counter. Return creature card from a graveyard to the battlefield. Yeah, I'm about to wrath the board next turn, so yeah, this shouldn't happen. Alright, so we make a good block here, wrath the board, and get moving. Boseiju. Oh, they can cast this. I'm not sure why I didn't see that before. That's actually even better for us with the Supreme Verdict. And they actually tapped out, so now we have Uro as well. Easy trade. Alright, so unfortunately we can't Uro and Supreme Verdict, so we're going to decide just to Supreme Verdict here. I'll give my opponent an attack, see if they want to give me 2 free damage. We'll always ask. Alright, you got me. And now I got you. Alright, now we start to go. They have to draw into a way to deal with Teferi, and I have a Veil of Summer to keep him hexproofed, and we'll make a 3/3 here.
Let's broaden your existence.
I actually probably should have done this a different way. I think I probably should have Oko'd and made a second food, and then next turn I +1. That just means that they'll have a little bit of extra health there to deal with. That's their only play that does anything, so we'll just delay it by a turn. They're looking at that Uro. Looks like they're going to send it back into my library. It's unfortunate. We have been really just waiting to play an Uro, honestly. Oh, they don't even... Really? That is a bit greedy. I think they probably should have shuffled my Uro back in. We're going to send another Veil of Summer to the graveyard. And now I believe I can Uro. Sweet. So we'll draw a card first, see if we can find a second land to put onto the battlefield with Uro. Another Verdict is good. Make a food. Here's an Uro. Let's exile things we don't want to Snapcaster back, which is a Snapcaster Mage, a Veil of Summer, a Mana Tithe, and honestly I think another Mana Tithe. And we have Counterspell, Memory Lapse. Oh wait, here's second Veil of Summer. That's what I was looking for. Alright. There's Uro. Now we have our big beater on the battlefield. And we go ahead and swing in. We are one away from a Teferi Ultimate, so that will probably just be the end of the game there, if Uro wasn't already. Opponent has just a land. Take our turn. Swing in with the boys. We get to put a land out. Might as well just pay 2 life. Why not? It's pretty much free at this point. Here is Mana Confluence. Here is Teferi Plus. Here is Oko Elk. Probably should have done that pre-combat. Whatever. And then I don't have anything that I want to Snapcaster, so I will just end the turn. Won't untap anyone's lands. Alright, we have a counterspell for whatever they do. I guess I don't really care about this. They are forced to block pretty much next turn. Counterspell is good, -8. We'll attack, exile Gandalf, and it's good. Create a food. Attack, draw a card, put a land onto the battlefield, trigger Teferi, exile Gandalf. Opponent takes 12. And they have 5 white mana sources. I could draw 3 cards here, but I don't think it will really matter. I could actually... You know what? I just thought of something nasty that I can do. Basically, it's Brainstorm, Resolve Brainstorm, then Snapcaster Brainstorm, exile 6 lands. That is just brutal. So it looks like this might be another Marwyn card. What was it called? No, it's already shuffled back in. Yeah, Marwyn's Kindred, we counterspell that. Then here's Brainstorm. 1, 2. Done. Exile. 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 Snapcaster Mage. Let's target that Brainstorm in the graveyard. This is just nasty. Oh my god. I didn't even think this would be a possibility when I was building this deck. Oh my god, we got another Brainstorm. That's unreal. Sure, that can be put in like this. We're going to exile a plains, exile a plains, exile a forest. I feel bad for my opponent. They are a freaking trooper for staying throughout all of this, though. Jesus. Exile a land. We'll cast Brainstorm because why not? We've seen the same 3 cards like 6 times. Yep. We will exile, exile, exile. They're down to 1 land, and with our Uro trigger on attack, we go in, draw a card, put a land onto the battlefield, enters tapped, exile the final land, and that's game. Absolute props to my opponent for sticking through this. That has got to just feel absolutely brutal. Huge victory right there. Big round 2. Alright, well, that was just an absolute spectacle. Let's hop into round 3 and see if we can do it again. Alright, here we go. Not a bad hand. We do get an Uro out, and that is very strong. I'm inclined to possibly shock for the Mana Tithe. We can veil away a Thoughtseize if we're playing like that. Alright, let's put in a tapped Hallowed Fountain. Say go. I'll tie the Brainstorm here. They just pass through, sure. Let's see if they tap out for anything. I see blue, that's good for me. Veil of Summer is on in this matchup. Here's a Sanctum. We're just saying go until our opponent shows us something that they want to do. Growth Spiral. Tithe it. I don't think I'll be getting too many more opportunities to do that, especially if they're trying to ramp like this. EI. Guess I'll draw a card at least. So we find a board wipe. They are tapped out for this turn, which means I'm going to get my Uro out, which is huge. Could also just try to do a Oko maybe. They are looking like Teamer Control. Not really an archetype I expected to see, but Expressive Iteration is a strong card. This could be actually like Hot Bant or 4-color. Oh nope, it's a Field of the Dead deck. So I'll need to be able to Oko out a Primeval Titan. A Supreme Verdict is good. I think I just start applying pressure with Oko, make them have to deal with it. Create a food. That represents life as well. Oko's just crazy because he comes down on 4 mana and then by the time you pass the turn back he's at 6 loyalty. It's just a huge problem to deal with, especially if you're like my opponent and haven't played a creature yet. Like, you're just so far behind in dealing with this card. You have to have like a specifically kill Planeswalker or exile permanent type effect. Like I said a few videos ago, there's a reason why he's banned. Alright, so they're reading Oko. I'm not really sure what they're trying to do here. It would take them double Lightning Bolt to deal with him. They can play that here for the expensive 2 life. 1 Lightning Bolt. Is there another one? Yeah, that's 2 Lightning Bolts it looks like. Yep. Well, you know what, opponent? You're going to have exactly Memory Lapse here. Because I have an Oko around Spell Pierce. Do you got it? Brainstorm, that's fine. And I think we're looking good here. Field of the Dead this might not be the deck I was thinking of. I assume this would be Primeval Titan, but that appears to not be the case. Let's elk our treasure, or our food. Attack in.
Surely you see the humor.
Next turn we'll Uro. We have 3 cards in graveyard, so we're a bit of the way away from Uro. So I'm just going to chill here off of the strength of my Oko and try to win the game. Deridedly Elysian Grove, okay. I don't know what I'm playing against. This will be a good opportunity to Oko their Dryad.
I invite you to change your ways.
This is interesting. Oh! Wait. Oh man, this is a layers thing. So they actually have done this in MTGA correctly. I think because Dryad has already given these all land types, they continue to be like that. However, wait, no. Even if you would remove, I wonder if I remove the Dryad, what would happen? Well, whatever. We'll not figure that out now, because I do want to cast this Uro. And sure, now we have swords, so we can remove the Dryad if we need to. I say no attacks. Hold up memory lapse. They might be just going towards some like emergent ultimatum type thing, which we can counter with memory lapse. One ring. Let's say no. Do they have a counter spell? Oh, they have a counter spell as well. I'll hold the swords. You can trade with the Dryad. You know what I can do? I can, oh, wait, what? Oh, I forgot how the Oko minus works. It's CMC 3 or less. I thought I could steal their one ring. Okay, so what we'll do then is just make a food token. We have Swords to Plowshares to take care of the Dryad. I'll swing in. We gotta start putting this pressure here if they're gonna use this one ring. And what is notable is I could... Oh, right. Forgot about the one ring protection. So what is notable is next turn I could Oko minus and give them my food for their Dryad. Probably shouldn't have elfed that if I planned to do this, but it is what it is. They're holding on to something. Could be another lightning bolt. Alright, they've played 3 of these now.
I will think up a fun fate for you.
Not really scared yet. It's questionable if I want to waste my swords on their Dryad. That's fine. They play a blue or black spell, I'll just crack off Veil of Summer. We are just about able to get an Uro out. I kind of want to avoid putting that into a counterspell, though, if possible. Seems like there's going to be a big choice coming out of my opponent here. Let's see what they've played. We have triple lightning bolt. They do run brainstorms and EIs and growth trials. There are some counterspells to worry about. I think I'm going to swords Dryad. And then if they cast a counterspell, I Veil of Summer. This keeps Oko out of the range of Lightning Bolt, which even though they only have 1 left in the deck, I probably want to play around. Let's see what comes out next. Cycle a Ketria Triome. I get to hit him for 6 next turn, so this is essentially a 2-turn clock with the 2 that they take off a 1 ring next turn. Scape Shift, okay. So this is going to be a Field of the Dead play, but guess what? I've got a Supreme Verdict. We will draw a... Oh wait, blue or black, LOL. Whatever, Veil of Summer's in the graveyard. Is fine. So, Uro potential, probably after we crack off Supreme Verdict. Field of the Dead used to be a pretty nasty combo. So they're going to thin their deck pretty hard here. I really love to see this kind of deck. They get a bunch of field... Oh, no, they're not going in for the Field of Dead, so they're just going in for 6 zombies here. That's fine. I don't need to gain the life here. I will Verdict. Elk my food. And we are just back on the horse here. Holding up Swords to Plowshares. They go to 7, and it is about a 2-turn clock still. Another Scape Shift would potentially do it. I could always settle the Wreckage, though. Settle the Wreckage would be kind of an issue. Yep, they get a Field of the Dead. That's fine. A zombie a turn can be a huge problem if left unchecked. Oh, they have double Scape Shift. Alright, we're gonna have to just settle the Wreckage next turn. They can just go for, like, the other Field of the Deads and just absolutely go off. So this is at minimum 7, at most, like, I think it's, well, actually, no, it wouldn't be 21. Wouldn't it be 49? They can make at most like 49 Field of the Deads if they have enough different land types. Actually, no, I think they can make like 14 because they have 7 lands coming in. 2 of them can be a Field of the Dead. So yeah, it'd be like 21 is their max. Unless I'm doing this wrong. Is it 7 by 7 by 7? Honestly, I don't know. I'm not sure if each Field of the Dead sees each new one. So yeah, they would be getting 14 or something like that. Honestly, I'm not sure why they conceded there. Oh, did they choose wrong? 1 unique, 2 unique, 3 unique, 4 unique, 5 unique. This is the 6th one? Oh my gosh, they picked Stomping Ground twice. That's such an L. If they had that, I think even with their big zombie army, if they attacked all in, I'd settle the Wreckage and we would have come out on top. Definitely a relatively close game there, though. Mr. Oko here absolutely winning it for us. Big proud of this card. And then Uro was coming back as well. These two are banned for a reason. They're just so strong. Alright, cool round 3. Let's hop into round 4. Alright, this is our round 4. We got a Mana Tide, no way to use it. We got Brainstorm to find a land and then 2 counterspells, which could be cast off of this hand alone. I'll keep. And we're going first, so this is a lot more okay. If they play white mana into counter my Brainstorm, I'd feel sad. Thoughtseize, let's Brainstorm, hide some stuff on the top. I would like an Uro to be on the top, and I would like a Counterspell to be on the top. That might incentivize them to take a Mana Tithe, which is why I did it that way. We'll have 2 mana next turn, so I will put Counterspell on top. Alright, what do they take? Probably Counterspell? I don't really know. Yep, that makes sense. Alright, here's Sanctum. We counterspell anything good that they do. Another Thoughtseize. I guess we just give them Counterspell here. It's as if we countered it, but they would have known our hand anyway. DRC, that's fine. Mana Confluence, Uro. Put another Mana Confluence down. Now we have Swords or Mana Tithe. This all feels fine so far. Sure, you got it. I'm debating. Okay, we'll kill Bowmasters probably. This is our 5th card in the graveyard. One more and we have Uro. Counterspell's a good one. We do take 2 a turn now, so we need to get to a point where we can Uro. They know they need to play around Mana Tithe. They don't know that they need to play around Counterspell. I want to bait out one more creature. It's worth a few life points. They need to do stuff to get Dragon's Rage Channeler out. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah. I take 4 next turn, and then, yeah, definitely the turn after this I crack off Verdict. Here's Verdict. Then we're going to have to just Uro next turn. We might have another Bowmasters. Saren's Ransom. Oh my gosh. Alright, so they get a face up and face down pile. They don't have to be even. Okay, sure. Let's give them oh wait, no. So in the face down pile, this and I guess Bolt. If I'm them, oh wait, hold up. If I'm them, I would probably go like this. Because they probably want Snap. Snapcaster is probably more powerful. I think that plus a land is kind of mid, and then these two are probably just decently strong together. Alright. See what they take. Alright, nice. So they don't get Snapcaster Mage. That's pretty good. Them getting Snapcaster Mage is like them getting Lightning Bolt as well, so I think they picked the one that's the best for me. DRC coming in as a 4/4 is kind of annoying though. Ragbank comes in, not dashed. Do you think they have a counterspell? I am gonna hope that they don't. YOLO. Uh-oh, this is bad. Ah, crap, okay. Whatever, we're gonna get an Uro next turn though, regardless. It's not all bad. Things are looking a bit tough though. We take 5 now. We're dead to Lightning Bolt actually, so we are done. Darn, our opponent was able to tempo us out. We thought we were the tempoer. Now they get to cast our Uro. Alright, cool. So Grixis Delver has prevailed. You know, it's a really strong deck. I particularly liked the inclusion of Saren's Ransom. This is not one that I thought of when I was building my deck, but this is a pretty interesting one because it does fuel up your Dragon's Rage channelers. So, pretty cool one. Alright, let's... that was our round 4, I believe, so we have one more round coming up. Let's hop into round 5. Alright, it's the final round. Let's see what Bank Control can do. I think this is probably one of the best hands we could have hoped for. So I'll keep this Brainstorm on turn 1. And then hopefully I can just get some Uros going. Alright. Opponent is ramping out for something. Do I Swords to Plowshares or Avacyn's Pilgrim? I don't think so. Alright. Bunch of little guys. This could be a channel deck, I don't really know. Well, let's find something to do here. Snapcaster Mage can go back, I have nothing in the graveyard, and Counterspell, we don't have double blue. Well, double blue right now. Put Counterspell on top, since I'd rather draw that next turn. And we can hide our green for now. Whoa. Well, you missed it on the recording, but my monitor just shut off for a second. It's back now. And we'll go ahead and pass the turn like this. See what our opponent's up to. Memory Lapse can counter whatever they tap out for. And next turn we'll get it Uro down. Oh, it's Winota. Oh, I love Winota decks. I am going to definitely be playing unnerfed Winota at some point. I will Swords to Plowshares her before she can attack. And now I know what I'm up against, so I will save all of these things for the Winotas of the world. That probably means that it would be smart of me to not cast Uro next turn and just chill until we can avoid another Winota. Well, they have 3 cards in hand, so maybe I'll just I'll try for it. Okay, no land. Oko can also deal with a Winota that's resolved. So So I feel ultimately pretty fine like this. Ooh, they shock. Oh crap, it's Kenrith, okay. Yeah, maybe would have wanted to counter that. Hindsight's 2020. How about, I don't know if you guys have kept up with the lore from, oh wow, well, a Supreme Verdict would have been good. So I don't know if you kept up with the lore for this Eldraine set, but there's a card called Kenrith's Transformation, in which he turns from a king into an elf. And guess who did it to him? It was Oko. Very loreful right there. Oko will even survive with 1 loyalty after this, if they don't make anything else. Really nice to shut off those Kenrith abilities. Those are just so valuable. Cool. And if we draw land here, this is Supreme Verdict to clear the board and keep Oko alive. Oh, there's a card that can sacrifice a food to buff your creatures. Is that what they have? No, they're just making a food. Cool. They pass it back to me. I draw an Uro. So I could elf one of their creatures, but that's honestly just not really worth it. Maybe I will...
I think a little merriment is in order.
I'm trying to decide if I should Uro or do something else. I mean, I can Snapcaster Mage and keep Oko alive. Snapcaster, kill Avacyn's Pilgrim. Swords Kenrith. That works. Your Snapcaster Mage gives Swords flashback. I guess I could have just brainstormed, found a land, chump blocked with Snapcaster Mage, and then Supreme Verdict next turn. That, I think, would have been a better line. No matter. We'll kill Kenrith, keep Oko alive regardless. And I guess it didn't really matter because opponent decided they were out of there. Kind of a short one to end on, but we had some supremely long games this time around, so I think this is probably a good place to cut it off here. Thank you guys for sticking around for this video. If you enjoyed the content, you can show your support by subscribing if you're new here, and if you're a returning subscriber, dropping a like on the video or commenting helps out a lot with the algorithm. With that being said, hope you enjoyed. As always, you can find the deck tech in the description, and do make sure to check that out. That being said, that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.